Hi, are you ready for a cultural lesson about Flemish family names and the position of Flemish in Belgium? Well, you're at the right spot. Maybe you know a couple of people who have a Flemish family name and you always wondered, where does that come from? And I mean, well, a typical Flemish name, because there's a lot of immigration and obviously the family names change over time, but like ones that should be there for already a couple of centuries. For example, Jansons and Peters. Those two are the most common Flemish family names. Well, do they actually mean something? Yes, Jansons is the son of Jan, and Peters is the son of Peter. Okay. And are there other categories of these names, or are they all the son of someone? Well, no. There are four main categories. First one being the sons. The second one is related to geography. For example, Van Mechelen. That it means from Mechelen, and Mechelen is a city in Belgium. Van den Heuvel means from the hill. Okay. And uit den Dale, that means the opposite of a hill. I'm forgetting just a little bit what it means in English. It means out of, like the opposite of a hill. Or van genderachter, that means from there behind. A third category is related to a profession. For example, brouwer will be the brewer. De wever will be the weaver. And pannenkoek may be someone who's making pancakes. And the last category is related to how someone looks, or what someone looks like. De wit or de witte means the white one. You'll be like, well, a weaver, does that still exist today in Belgium? And you are right. And maybe there's something else that might have caught your eye. These family names aren't spelled in proper Dutch, like Van den Heuvel. Shouldn't it be Van de Heuvel? And uit den Dale, shouldn't it be uit het dal? Well, the reason for this is that at some point, Flemish people had to choose a family name, and at that time there were still weavers, and one was writing Dutch or Flemish in a different way. And that's why these family names are a bit different. When was it exactly? Well, it was around 1800 when Napoleon was the ruler of Belgium. And Napoleon, well, some people really don't like him. He did a lot of bad things, but he did also some good things, and that was to modernize the public administration. So, for the people who did not have a family name yet, nobility, for example, already had a family name, but those who did not have a family name had to choose one. So they were like, okay, should go to the municipality and I have to pick a family name. I'm the son of Jan, so I'll be Jansons. And that's how many Flemish family names started to exist. Now, why did Flemish change with this E and this C from pannenkoek, etc., etc.? Why did it change so far? Well, fast, relatively fast. Well, that is because Flemish and all its dialects, if you're living in Flanders, you know, when you're studying Dutch, some people have a thick accent and there are so many dialects and it's so hard to understand. And that is correct. Flanders, or Flemish, has a bit of difficulties to come up with a standardized version of the language. In your language class, the teacher will be speaking almost without an accent and in the best of cases without an accent, but as soon as you go to the street, it will be different. One of the many reasons, and certainly not the main reason, why Flemish is so different or has so many variations, is that it only gradually became an official language. When Belgium got independent in 1830, French was the dominant language. And, well, the not so funny story actually, in the 1860s, in 1860, there was a case of Flemish laborers who went to a trial, and the trial was completely in French, so they could not understand one word of the whole trial because the whole judicial system was in French, and they were convicted to death. So they had to ask, hey, what's my penalty here? Oh, I'm going to die. So that was really, really bad. And these two people were sentenced to death by mistake. So that's not really a good thing. Afterwards, Flemish or Dutch became gradually more and more official as a language. But still today, some people feel like Flemish or Dutch, Flemish is the accent, Dutch is the official language, is like a second-tier language in Belgium. It still remains sensitive up till today, and a funnier story about that is the train system in Belgium. The train system in Belgium is a Belgian thing, but when you go from Flanders to Brussels, so you're approaching the area of Brussels, the conductor of the train has to make the announcements in Dutch. But as soon as the conductor passes the border, he or she has to make it in both Dutch and French. Oh, okay. Yes. And in some train stations, it will be first Dutch and then French. In Brussels North, I believe. I never really paid attention to it until I read an article about it. But, well, it's interesting, right? And then in another train station, it's first French and then Dutch. And I believe in the central station, it's first Dutch and then French in the even years. And then in the uneven years, it's the other way around. Or, the other way around, even, uneven. And when you're going from Brussels to, say, Namur, then you're still going to pass a little bit of Flemish territory. And then the conductor has to make the announcements again in Dutch. And as soon as it crosses the border to the Walloonish or the Walloon region, then he has to make the announcements in French. And you may think it's a silly thing, but people are sometimes really sensitive about these matters, just because Dutch wasn't always at the same level as French in the Belgian region. So, have you any stories about these sensitivities, or is there any family name you want to know the meaning of? Feel free to write them in the comments. And if you're interested in Belgian politics, I'll invite you to check this video out there about the different levels of government in Belgium. See you there.